Hello and welcome back to the Two Brits, One Yank podcast. This is the 34th episode, I believe. I am Solwan Jal Smith and I'm joined by the resident Yank, Conor Kelly, and the resident Eskimo, Sam Bone, who looks like he can't afford any heating.
Bro, I'm in
Talk
the
us through it.
office. I'm in
Bro,
the
isn't
office and there's no heating.
that's actually a bit of a flex. Bro has an office in his house. That's crazy.
But when I say office, it's the spare bedroom. It does.
I thought you could have played it off like lots of business meetings, lots of
Nah,
calls.
bro. Nah, bro. There's no point lying. I just get caught out. It's besides the Wi-Fi box though, so hopefully my Wi-Fi should be sweet this week, even if I'm dressed as a Eskimo.
Even though Connor seems to be the one playing us up today.
Yeah,
Oh,
fix
it's
up, bro.
it's been a madness. This poor guy Tops and his imaginary OCD. I mean, he's gonna have a heart attack when he gets in and see what I've done to his room. I mean, the chair's moved around. I have a light above me. All his clothes are behind this chair. He's gonna have a heart attack.
You're just so messy,
I'm
Connor. As
brother,
No, it's
you.
because of the pod.
you
Yeah,
came
like,
to my house this summer and we're leaving wrappers all over the place. I don't want to hear
That
anything.
is true. That is true.
whatever. I can't. You know, I mean, you two have just ganged up on me. I can't
No, but
win. I actually
I'm very
can't win
messy.
there.
But I'm very
Yes.
messy. But at
I
least
thought
I just
Yes.
admit I'm messy.
I thought Boney's Wi-Fi was lagging. He just didn't have a response. You were just like,
Yeah,
Oh my god, this
I'm gonna
brother.
sack you.
how are you gonna
You
Oh
sack
still
my
me?
god,
carry
we
it on.
can't even do the
You
pod. We
still
can't do the
carry it on.
pod.
You guys can't hear
Bro,
me?
we can't do the pod. You're you're going.
You know what? I
Ah,
hope to God this Wi-Fi works and we can keep that in because that's so funny.
on my end, everything's good. So,
No, on our end it's really bad. It's
All
really
it-
bad.
bro, we might
all
just
it was-
not be able. We genuinely probably just, for fuck's sake, man. I don't think we can do it, bro. Yes, guys. So today's episode, this could be a bit of a wonky one. So the computer that I'm on records everything, and the Wi-Fi is not great here at the minute. So I'm going off the hotspot. Listen, apologies if there's any lagging. I thought Boney was lagging. I was having to go at him, and apparently I was frozen while doing so. So, yeah,
Pay your
hopefully,
phone bill, bro. Pay your phone bill. That's what you need to do.
bro,
It's
the phone
crazy.
bill is what is going to carry us over. It's the Wi-Fi bill that's not getting paid. That's it.
You need to fix up.
I don't want to
That's
hear
my
it
brother
from you,
Tops,
bro.
man.
I don't want to hear it from our resident Eskimo. You've been letting us down these past few weeks. Saul and I have been talking about that on the side, but yeah, I think it's time we let you know.
And now I'm going to be talking to Boney about you, Connor, on the side.
Yeah,
That's fine,
facts.
bro.
So give
Listen,
me a call after.
Nah, I
listen,
don't want to talk
guys.
to you, bro.
Listen, we're gonna call this the One Yank podcast at this rate. I'm doing the editing. I was doing Tops's TikTok today. It's
Brother,
tough being in
you were
charge.
nearly not in the pod. What do you mean?
It's tough being in charge, but I'm gonna have to continue at it.
You can be in charge. And earlier, you actually said off camera, it's like, oh, it's because you got to use my laptop. But I said my laptop, like we haven't bought it as well. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
facts.
It is true. I did misspeak there. I won't lie. But yeah, man. How you
But to
boys
be honest,
been?
I'm happy you having the laptop. If it, you can call it your laptop, it means you do all the editing because
I know.
this
I
brother
know
over here is just chilling now.
exactly. I miss the days where I
Yeah.
had my feet up. We would just do the pods, especially when I was in the U.S. Do a little Zoom pod, and then it would magically turn out every Sunday at 7. It was fantastic. You don't know what you had
That's
till
what
it's
Boney.
gone.
That's what Boney's done the whole time.
That is true.
That is so not true. But you know what? I'm not even gonna nibble. I'm
Bro,
not
you
even
got a
gonna
nice
nibble.
office now. You got a nice cold office. You can be in your jacket. You can
Yes.
be editing for us.
Yes.
Damn.
He's
No.
the
No, no,
finances
no.
behind the pod.
Yes. Yes, I like that kind of.
He's our little angel investor.
In fact, I'm on break now after that cold intro that you guys have just seen.
I'm glad you brought that up. I mean,
Hmm.
I tasked Boney. I said, Boney, listen, I think you should do the intro. Oh my God, he cooked. I can't.
Yes.
That is, I think that's our intro for the future now. Just
How
Thank
long did
you.
it take, though? By the way,
10 minutes.
swear.
10 minutes. Yeah, I
no,
swear
he
to God.
didn't.
No, I swear to God, it took 10 minutes, yeah?
And you asked about 2 weeks ago to do it, and it took you 10 minutes, and it took you that
Yeah,
like
but I was, back in training, back in pre-season.
nah.
The body was sore. Do you know what I mean?
He
I
was
said,
letting
let
the
me just.
creative juices build.
Yes, bro. Thank you. You understand.
Sometimes you got to.
I was just looking like I was going to Mellow, and I was just like, picturing the vision of what I wanted, and then I've cooked.
I
Simple.
would I would love to see you in like an office job when you're done playing. Your boss, Sam, I need something on my desk by 9 a.m. Boss, listen, I'm letting my creative
To see the
juices
vision.
flow. You
Yeah.
can't rush greatness, you know?
He'd have like a pen behind the ear or like a pen in the mouth, just like.
With a double espresso in my left hand, yeah. Say no more. Say
Uh,
no more, boss. I'll get that done in a couple of weeks or so.
hey, Boney, how's your match this weekend? Good?
Oh, amazing, man. Amazing. Yeah, got full 90 minutes.
Damn.
So yeah, it's amazing. Like so happy. We lost 1-0. That was the only sort of disappointing thing. But apart from that, the body felt great. And you know yourself, like you see after games when you're reflecting, you're like, oh, I've been out for 3-4 months here. Just played 90. I was over the moon, man. Had a good weeks of training, and then we've got another game tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that.
Who are you guys playing tomorrow?
We have got Wexford. So there's two
Wexford.
games. Yeah, this comes out on the Sunday, so I can say it. Yeah, there's two games. We've got Bray in the morning, Wexford in the evening, and I'm in the evening game. So yeah, really excited.
Good for you, man. I'm buzzing that you're back, and it sounds like you had a
Mm,
decent performance. So, yeah,
hmm
man, happy days, and hopefully this is your season.
Yeah, there we go. What you boys saying? So how are you, man?
Yeah, obviously had a bit of a disappointing result last week against Chesham, so the unbeaten run is over. But we got back on the horse and beat Weymouth midweek. It was an absolute torrid journey. We left at 1:30 for a 7:30 kickoff. Like that's just how far Weymouth is.
Mm,
And we didn't end up getting back until like 2:30 in the morning. So it's horrible, but the 3 points make it all worth it.
yeah.
And we've got Worthing tomorrow and then Chelmsford on Monday, which is not ideal. The Saturday Monday is tough. It's
Why,
very tough
Oh,
why are you on the Monday?
because Chelmsford play their
Monday.
their home midweek games
Oh,
on Mondays.
it's them and Avery that do that then, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
and back-to-back seasons, Maidstone have got Aveley and Chelmsford away midweek. Like, how unfortunate is that?
That is so brutal.
So unfortunate. But that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. We need
Yeah,
Matt Rush to stop scoring goals. That's what we need.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw he was in the team of the week. Did he
He
bag the
scored,
weekend, did he?
yeah, two, another two. He's on fire, man.
Wow.
yeah. I'll tell you what, some player,
Yeah, top
Yeah,
player,
some player.
top player.
Yeah, definitely
top
a big
player.
loss for you guys. But hey, doesn't seem like it's affected you guys too much. So, fingers crossed for you that you guys just keep it going in the right direction. Still on
Yeah.
unbelievable form. I mean, when you joined, what? You guys were probably outside of playoffs, and now,
I think we were 11th.
yeah, and now what? Second or third?
Yes, so it's pretty decent. I mean, there's quite a few teams that have played more than us. Some have played less than us. Like Boreham would have actually got a game in hand, and they're top of the league. So, but it is just so tight. It's just about now who can put a run together. We've got Torquay next Saturday, which is going to be a massive game. So as long as we can just put a run together from now to the end of the season, who knows? Who knows where we'll be?
Hmm.
And make sure to
Awesome.
bring your studs, bro.
Yeah, we're at home, bro. But nice one.
Ah,
Bro
damn.
didn't even say studs. He said, "Bring your medals. You
Bring
got to
your
bring your
medals.
medals."
Yeah, well,
Don't know
definitely.
what you saying.
Yeah, I've left Folkestone this past week. I kind of made the move to get game time and just wasn't getting the game time that I was hoping for. So yeah, now the journey of being a free agent starts again. So hopefully
Hmm.
can get some good news in soon. But yeah, remains to be seen. Just doing my best to stay fit, stay positive. It's obviously like pretty frustrating. This season, hasn't really gone how I would have hoped. But there's a lot of games left. Most
Hmm.
teams have about 20 games left, so I'm pretty hopeful that I'll be able to get something at a level that I would like and be able to do well. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Awesome. Boys, come here.
Exciting, man.
Question. Did any of you watch the Champions League during the week? That can be the sort of theme because I want to talk about Atletico Madrid.
I did watch the Atletico Madrid game. I have seen it.
Brother, down to 10 men and they dominated the game against Leverkusen.
Yeah, it was crazy. What about Frimpong? Did you see Frimpong kicking the flowers?
Yes, I saw and I
Oh,
saw his apology as well.
Yeah, he had to apologize because a lot of them Atletico brothers are racist as hell anyway, and they were on him.
yeah. So For the viewers that don't know, there's a tradition at Atletico that you leave flowers in the corner for like fans that have passed away and stuff. And I don't think Frimpong knew that, and he absolutely wellied some flowers. And yeah, to be fair to him, he came out and apologized right away. It was just obviously, I'm sure the adrenaline of getting a goal in the Champions League is.
Yeah, it was during the celebrations. It wasn't like he was just running down the sideline
Mm.
and saw the flowers and booted them. Like they were all
Yeah.
celebrating in the corner, and he just came up and just booted the flowers. But have you seen the reaction from the fans when they're like filming?
No,
And
No.
then, oh my gosh! And then he kicks him, and they're like, "Oh, oh!" It's mental. They were
Oh,
proper
really?
going for him, as you would be though. Like
Yeah,
he
of
just obviously didn't
course.
have a clue.
yeah, yeah. I'll tell you
Atletico
what.
retweeted it as well, so I say that's all under the carpet now. I saw the
That's
fans
definitely
were
good.
like, "Yeah, fair enough for your apology and stuff."
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
not. He just didn't know.
Yeah, literally.
I'll tell. It just reminds me of Jamie Vardy with the gay pride corner flag when he slid it and it snapped in half, and people thought he was being like homophobic and stuff. Like,
Oh, I never saw that.
No, you must have. Sheffield United.
yeah, it was during
Ah.
lockdown. He scores in the last minute, wheels away, just slides into the corner flag, and he snaps it, and it's just like such a bad look.
I'm
And
pretty sure he did like a apology video and like bought in a corner flag, a replacement corner flag with the flag on and stuff. Like to say
Oh,
sorry.
did he?
it's
You got
so.
to be so careful, man, with social media and stuff, ain't you?
Yeah.
Got to
And
be so
there's
careful.
all these like meanings behind thing that you don't even realize, like the flowers
Hmm.
and stuff, and you just have
Hmm.
to. Everyone's recorded nowadays. Like each step is watched, so you just kind of have to be on alert at all times, especially when you play at that level.
And a lot of people are looking to catch people out as well. That's unfortunately the way the world has gone.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
I don't want to turn into a political podcast. We could start talking about Elon Musk getting caught out this weekend, or no, let's not talk about that.
I have not seen that either, so I will be
Oh,
calling you
what?
after.
You live under a rock,
I
bro.
was just gonna say,
Yeah,
bro,
literally.
I would love to just see like the world through your eyes, or just be
Bro, I'm
like
too busy reading. I'm too busy reading and
coffee,
listening to podcasts.
coffee, podcast. That's it. That's all that's going on up
And
there.
snus.
That's-
Snus and boots that don't fit you. That is your life. It's crazy.
Just finished Marcus Aurelius Meditations. If anyone's interested, if you want to start that, boys. If any of the viewers are interested in
They're not,
Stoicism,
mate. They're not. Don't worry. No, I'm
hey,
joking.
I
That
really
actually sounds quite
suggest it.
good.
I really suggest it. I really suggest it. A really good book. Just talks about like, the mentality and how anger can sort of. Oh, for goodness sake, man. That's not funny, man.
Oh my god!
Oh, here you go. Here comes the anger. Here
Yes.
comes
No,
the
bro,
anger.
I'm not
This-
messing. Keep this in because my phone's actually behind the radiator.
The stoic who can't even keep his phone balanced.
Right. Do not get angry, Sam. Do not get angry. Boys, I'm not messing. Oh, Jesus, my
Oh,
phone.
this pod is in shambles, man. This is.
This pod could go viral. Oh, boys,
are-
my phone.
He's lost his phone.
We have big dreams about what to do with the pod, and at the minute, Sam Bone's phone
Sorry.
is behind the radiator.
Sorry, I'm holding us back here, boys. I'm not messing. I thought that phone was a gunner. What a pod, man. This is actually unbelievable.
Oh,
Yeah, anyway, it's just it's talking about how anger can sort of block out your emotions and you do things in the moment and then sort of like, I don't know, an hour later you're like, oh, why did I do that? Why didn't I just take a breath and all that sort of stuff. So
And
it's
you
good.
need that, brother. Brother's a hothead,
Yeah.
so he needs that.
I strongly recommend it. And then I'm also reading a GAA book at the minute called Unbeatable. If there's any Irish viewers that,
Ooh.
yeah, it's awesome. Really, really good book. So it gives you an insight. Now, Dublin won the All Ireland Trophy 6 years in a row. So it's just like, it's sort of like an insight to their mentality and the coach's mentality. And it's like me and Coiler started it. We said we'd read it together. And it's really, really good. So I strongly recommend that.
Is that who you support, Dublin, or are you just a Glory fan?
Nah, I'd say Dublin. So I spent most of my time in Ireland in Dublin, so
I'm a
I'd say
Kilkenny
Dublin.
fan. I'm a Kilkenny
Yeah, no,
fan,
well,
man. The black and
miles
yellow.
off it.
The black and yellow stripes at Kilkenny, man.
Miles off
That
it.
is
In fact, in training last year, we actually did small-sided games, and it was like the Dubs versus the Colchies. The Colchies would be the boys that obviously are outside of Dublin. And there was like, Sam, who do you want to go with? I was like, Dublin, for sure. I'm a Dub.
it's such a cool sport. I just can't get my head wrapped around the fact that they don't get paid. They play in
Yeah.
front of 80,000 people in the All Ireland final, and they
Yeah.
don't get. I think they get like travel compensation, and that's it.
Yeah, but then they also it depends on how big your status is. Like you'd be getting hit up for
Sponsorship.
sponsorships and stuff like that. And then you can really similar to what you do, so you can use your platform to sort of promote other things and maybe start some business on the side. So you do get a lot of exposure, and if you're smart with that exposure, you can use it to your advantage, you know what I mean?
How many fans do like Dublin get like consistently like to home games?
I don't know. See, I need to do my research. I've only just started reading the book, um, but I'm nearly sure they wouldn't get 80,000 week on
Yeah, of course.
week.
Yeah,
It's
I
more
doubt
so
it.
just for like the sort of the
Special
quarterfinals, the
occasion.
semi-final. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. When they play in Croke Park and all, that's when the fans come out. But I actually went to a game my first year when I was in Dublin against Tyrone, and they absolutely battered them. But I didn't appreciate it because I didn't really know what the sport was. But now that I've started reading this book, in the summer, I'm definitely going to try and get tickets, go and buy a top, kitted out in my GAA jersey. Yeah, I'm looking
it's
forward to that, man.
Would you say it's the biggest sport over there?
Yes, yeah, I'd say it's GAA. That and hurling for sure.
it's crazy that like hurling is bigger than football. That's
Yeah,
it's actually insane. You
yeah.
like, especially as an American, you always just think, okay, obviously football is not the biggest sport here, but it's the biggest everywhere else in the world. Like you always, I forget that like in Australia, it's probably the fourth sport. In Ireland, it's the
Hmm.
third. We just think that like everywhere outside of the US, all they care about is football, and it's just not the
Hmm.
case.
Hmm. But
Yeah.
boys, you want to see the intensity of these games. Perhaps when I come back in a couple of weeks, we'll sit down and watch I don't know, some highlights or something. It is mad. The pitches are huge.
They're
Literally,
massive, aren't they? Yeah.
it's just high speed running for the whole game. So you can imagine sort of the injuries and stuff that these boys get. But like the fitness levels, I mean, there's a few boys that because it's the number one sport in Ireland, obviously as kids you grow up playing it in PE and stuff. And the boys like Mark Coyle, for example, he used to play it. He was saying that the fitness levels of these guys are just incredible.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, like I said to you, it's just bro, it's just high speed running. It's like one against one.
It's
Like
it's
you,
it's just a mix of rugby and football, isn't it? Like that's
yeah,
what it looks like.
literally,
Yeah. My
Pitch
literally,
is
my
and it's
dad
massive.
used to play.
huge.
My dad used to play growing up because obviously his parents are from Ireland, and he didn't have access to like football over there. He was
Hmm.
playing American football, but he would play Gaelic, and I think he did a tour of Ireland like growing up. His team was
Wow.
Tyrone because his dad's from there, so like I had a Tyrone shirt when I was younger. We used to go to like a local Irish pub, watch the All Ireland final when I was a kid. It was
Yeah,
pretty cool. It's a like
it's
really
huge.
really cool sport.
It's honestly huge, bro. Like if you plan to go into Dublin the day of a game, it's just manic. It's packed. Like the places before the game, people drinking, especially if they win then after, town's just like packed.
Buzzing.
So yeah, literally. So I'm looking forward to try and get tickets for a game in the summer.
But it's weird
Perhaps you
how
should.
Dublin only has one club.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Well,
Obviously, like the football teams, there's loads of football teams, isn't there?
yes. I know the way it works is I'm nearly sure they play for
Like the
their
county.
yes, they play for
Yeah.
like one of their local sides. And then it's like the national team. Like if you're doing well, you get picked to play for Dublin. I don't know, and I don't really want to talk too much about it. And then
I think
some
I've heard a
Irish
rumor.
fans
I think I've
like,
heard something about that though, where like you only play for like the county you brought up in. It's almost like the
yeah,
basketball.
yeah,
Yeah,
you can't play for another county.
you don't
Yeah,
transfer and stuff, do you? Because
no,
like
no. it's like a pride thing. You're playing for your county, which is so cool. And you can imagine how big, obviously, Dublin is. So to represent Dublin in GAA is like is huge.
Yeah,
Perhaps we'll have to try and go to a game, boys. If you can get over, we'll actually try and sort that. I'm nearly sure I'd be able to speak to a Connect or something and try and get some
Dublin, Kilkenny.
tickets.
Dublin, Kilkenny. I'm wearing my Kilkenny stuff, man.
I have to go to hurling as well because I've heard that's sick. I've never been to that.
it's so cool, like the ethos of that sport. It's kind of what sports start.
Ethos.
What do you say? How do you pronounce
Ethos. Ethos.
ethos? That's mental. Oh, you're so stupid.
It's so cool.
No, but like the ethos of the sport, it's so cool how it's just how sport was meant to be. It's you're representing your local area, you're doing it for the love of the game. Obviously,
Mhm.
football has evolved so much over the years. Like, when football first started out over here in England, like they all had other jobs, they weren't making much money, and now it's you have people in the championship, the second tier, that will never have to work again. It's
Mhm.
crazy, probably for the better for the players at least, but I like how the GAA does it at least, where they reinvest all the money back into the youth. So if your county's doing well, it's benefiting people of all ages. That's really, really,
Yeah, there we go.
yeah.
I think John Martin's next door. So apologies if you can hear tussling. I think John's just got back. Don't know where he's been because we were in that storm at the minute. Boys, the front door bloody blew open last night.
No way.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
how
you
powerful.
guys had
Yeah,
that winter storm.
yes. If there's any Irish viewers watching this that are from, well, no, in fact, the whole country, they'll know. But we've got like a red alert at the minute. So yeah,
Oh my
like,
God, the game tomorrow is going to be horrible.
well, I think the storm sort of died down. It was
Oh,
between
okay.
sort of 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. today, which was the worst. But yeah, no, I was chatting to Ellis in the house. I could hear something last night, but I just thought, oh, it's the wind maybe against the walls or something, or the windows. And I heard this massive loud bang. You know, when you're sort of in a deep sleep, you wake up and you just fall back asleep. It wasn't until this morning I sort of clocked it and was like, what was that? So I asked him. He was like, bro, the door was wide open. I was like, oh my God. Walked out this morning, the trees falling down, nearly hit John's car as well.
Oh my God.
Yup,
Yeah.
bro.
You built that, bro. Yeah, you.
Oh, that,
Have we
bro.
spoke about Conor McGregor playing football in here?
No, we haven't, but we can definitely talk about
That's
that.
my new club, bro. Forge FC.
That is
Black Forge
crazy.
FC. You know, he loves it as well. Did I send it into the group chat? He started putting stuff on his story
You see the
last
training
week.
stuff?
Yo,
Yes, the training.
he actually has a bit. Like
Ah, bro,
he's
come on, like.
for a UFC fighter. Like, you know what? Maybe
No, he's just
But
average, bro.
he grew up sort of playing it as well. Don't forget that. He grew
that's.
up with Joey O'Brien.
I always forget
Really?
that because
Yeah.
you don't really like play in the US. Other athletes don't play football. So it's like
Mhm.
you put an NBA player on the court, it'd be rare if they could do five keepy uppies, you know? If you gave
Steve
Yes.
Nash. Shout out Steve Nash, man.
yeah, Steve Nash was well, he's Canadian though. It's different. And
Oh.
his dad played. Steve Nash like is an unbelievable footballer. Like in the offseason when he was with the LA Lakers, he trained with the US under 18s and they said he was good. Like he's
That's
actually like,
crazy.
he could have been probably a professional footballer if he stuck at it.
I'm pretty sure I've seen the clips of him like on the beach with like Neymar and Justin Bieber. That could be wrong, but they're like playing like five-a-side and he's actually class.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
he's so good.
he's good. He
Um,
puts on a charity event like every year, like a five-a-side tournament in New York City. Gets like big players out there. Dirk Nowitzki played. I mean, he's far too big to be playing football. But
Stomping about.
Connor,
you
you're
know,
gonna have to put pictures of these brothers in because I don't know what you're talking about here. Steve Nash. I don't know who that is.
Bro, he's
you'll
just not
read and drink
cultured like
coffee,
me.
bro. That's it.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah,
cultured.
but like just in case the viewers don't know either, you're gonna have to put a picture in.
Nah, of
Because
course.
I'm just listening here going, yeah.
Steve Nash has
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
bit of Connor Kelly's got a bit of Steve Nash about him.
Is that a
In
good
what
thing or
way?
a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing. Like
I mean, listen, anything Steve Nash does, if I can follow in his footsteps, I'd be happy. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like just how
no,
I
just like
play?
your look. your look and stuff, and like obviously he's quite a bit smaller on the court, like quite
Unfortunately,
creative.
that's what's crazy about the NBA. He looks small. He's like, but he's Boney's height, bro.
Yeah, it's
So
mental, isn't
taller.
it?
Like Steph Curry looks so small. He's like around Virgil van Dijk's height. It's so crazy how big those guys are.
In
Pause.
fact, can we talk about The Last Dance? And I know I'm late, but have you boys seen that?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Would you
Whoa.
watch it 4 years late?
Yeah.
No, it was in
Right, I said I know I'm
It
late.
came out during
yeah,
COVID.
yeah, I know,
You're
I
like,
know, I know.
Lamine Yamal was like 12 when it came out.
I know,
Right,
bro.
I
I know.
said, yeah, I've
It's
been
just
reading, man. I've just been reading.
well, that's where I got it from. Funnily enough, it was no, I got it from a podcast. Chris Williamson was talking about. They were talking about mindsets, and he was like, "Have you ever seen the Last Dance?" And I was like, "Oh, I've actually never seen this. I'll put it on." Ah, boys, like this guy was a monster.
He's a different level, though.
I was
He's
But
just
the
trying to.
different
fact he
level.
even went into baseball, bro, and
Yeah.
started like training, doing like mad sessions a day, staying out, doing extras, and then he actually like was hitting home runs then.
No, but it's even the gambling problem he had. Like he'd go on the golf course and he'd be
Yes.
betting like $1 million for
Yeah.
a round because like he
To
just
to
has
win.
that need to win. Like he wants to
Yes.
prove to everyone like how good he is. Like he's so important to him.
I think
Here's a
Gary,
question.
Gary Lineker played golf with him one time, and he
Mm.
said, "How much do you want to wager?" And he said, "How much are you comfortable losing?" Basically. So, what is like just the borderline of where you'd be comfortable? We'll play for that. Like, that
Wow.
mentality is nuts. I showed Tops a
Hi-
video the other night from The Last Dance. Actually, he had no interest whatsoever, like none. I was
Yeah,
like,
there's no
He's
halloumi in it. There's no blonde average looking girls. Like he can't
exactly. That
swipe
is
on them. He
crazy.
can't tap like on them. Like he just doesn't get it, bro. He has no mentality. It's the opposite, bro.
He's
Hey,
like the anti Michael Jordan.
A Netflix documentary on him would actually be funny as hell, though. It'd be
I tell you,
funny as hell.
a Netflix documentary on us four would be bloody hilarious. We'd
And
break
it
the
wouldn't be the
internet.
last dance. For Tops, it'd be like the first dance, like the first time he's
Yeah.
done something. Like,
First.
Behind the scenes, bro's just eating spaghetti and halloumi, drinking
Nah,
drinking
I went
blackcurrant
round.
juice.
We went round last night. He was like, "Oh, we've got this like chicken bash thing." I tried to convince my nan to do spag bowl, but she just wouldn't do it. And we've had spag bowl twice already this week, and I'm like, "What
The
the
family,
hell?"
the family are so done with spag ball and chicken and pasta, and he's
I
like
can
tries to do
imagine.
it every night, man.
I
But
can
you should have seen
imagine.
it.
I
The
love
way
looking
that
at
he allowed her to do it halfway through the meal, not halfway through, but it all got put down, and there's this dish in the middle with loads of tinfoil over it, and Claire just peels it back slowly, and I see Top's eyes light up, and he was like, "Halloumi," and he actually just like fisted the halloumi, grabs her straight on his plate. There's nothing else in his plate, just halloumi, and I was like, "This brother's not serious."
Oh, stuff. Tom, a question for you. Do you think a mindset like Michael Jordan, do you reckon that's in you already, or can you develop that?
it's in you already. 100. I mean, you can develop portions of it, right? Like
Mm,
he had to channel it. He wasn't like that always. Like the famous story is he got cut from his high school varsity basketball team, but
hmm
it's in you. How many people have been cut from their high school basketball team and then just quit?
Yeah.
Everyone would have done that. So I
Mhm.
think he definitely like refined his mindset, and you always can work at it, but that inner drive is you're just born with that to that
Do,
extent.
100%.
do you think
And
environment has a lot to play with that as well? As in, like, if you've got friends who are not sort of supportive and you know
yeah, but
they're
I
yes
think that's
men.
still
Does that
within
make
you though.
sense?
I still think that's within you because
Yeah.
like even if you look at lads say who have been at academies and they get released at like 18 and stuff, the amount of
hmm
them that like drop out because
hmm
they haven't got it in them to, you know
hmm
what, I'm willing to drop down the leagues and try and make my way up. There's countless players that have been at massive clubs that I'd say are better than some of us, but they don't play
hmm
the same level as us because they don't have the drive. Do you
hmm
know what I mean? And they're
Yeah.
not
hmm
willing to make those sacrifices of maybe not going out, of maybe moving away from home. Like they just don't they
hmm
don't have that in them.
Well, how
You
many?
hear a lot about that.
And I'm
The
not comparing
London
myself.
lads.
Sorry, I'm not comparing myself to Michael Jordan. By the way, I was just saying like trying to be
Yeah.
relatable.
Yes, of course.
Well, I think you're even showing how different those players that have dropped, a lot of them, how different their attitudes are to the top players. I think that's also the point you're making as well.
100%.
Yeah. But
I mean, but what do you mean? Like, as in, like,
so those players that have dropped, he's not bigging himself up for playing at the National South level. He's more saying that those guys who have come, a lot of them who have come from big academies and play at levels below us, their attitudes are so far away from the people who end up reaching the elite level.
hmm
And that's sometimes that's the big difference. And that's the little fine margins is just it is literally that and how you view yourself and the work you're willing to put in and not
yeah,
being beat and it hurting you.
yeah. Well, if you look at all the top athletes, like that is literally their mindset to a T. They become almost obsessive with it. Does that
Of
make
course.
sense? It's just that is all. That's what it's about. Nothing else. Nothing else matters, sort of thing.
Even
You know?
even Michael Jordan with the dice game, when he's throwing the dice with the guy who works there. Have you seen that little clip?
No. I
Oh
mean,
my
I
no, oh is it the coin? The closest
definitely.
to the coin to
Yeah, to the wall.
the coin to the wall. Oh my god, it's such a good clip. And the guy's like
Mm.
dancing and stuff, and oh my god, and you can just tell he's absolutely fuming. Like he's so angry. It's so good, man.
Really,
Yeah,
It's
it's
so
really,
good.
yeah.
he you know, with a mindset like that though, it's not all positive. I don't think he was extremely well liked. I mean, obviously I wasn't in the locker rooms with them, but I don't think you're going to be extremely well liked with an attitude like that. Also, I think
hmm
he's had some struggles in his personal life. He definitely has a gambling issue. Like he loves to
hmm
gamble.
Yeah.
So much so that there's conspiracy theories or whatever you want to call them in the US about the reason he actually retired to play baseball was he was the face of the NBA. They were like, listen, you've bet on, I don't know if it was on games or anything, but you're going to get a ban for gambling. But to save face, just retire for 2 years. So,
Really.
yeah. And, I think when when you're so different to other people like that, it's probably a pretty lonely place. Uh,
hmm
Yeah.
I listen. We all have good mentalities to reach the level that we reach, but we're quite relatable. There's still a level beyond us of just superstars that won't let anything phase them.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing in the series they actually did a piece where they said to to his ex teammates like was he a nice guy? And there was like the
Hmm.
mindset that he had, you can't really be a nice guy because you're gonna upset people.
Yeah.
And I think that's important as well, is that you can have that mindset, but then you can also care what your peers think of you too much. Whereas I think he was just like completely not psycho with it, but like you know how like you might get into an argument with a teammate and that might be on your mind for like, I don't know, a few days or something. But with him, it's just like done. That's it. It's not personal, sort of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and as well, what I think makes his mentality not relatable at all to the average person, he he is so gifted as well. So you
hmm
can't have that attitude and be such a divisive figure and be a bang average footballer. Like you
hmm
can't, because people would
hmm
be like, who do you think you are? But you know what? When you're causing issues and holding your teammates to such high standards, you're having arguments with them, but then you're going out and winning them the game, everyone's
hmm
going to look past it. All those teammates now, maybe they didn't like him at the time, but if you were his teammate for his whole career, you'd have 6 NBA championships. I'm
And he's
sure,
earned a lot of money for them.
yeah,
One
I'm
hundred
sure you look
percent.
back quite fondly on your relationship with Jordan.
100
100%.
percent.
Yeah.
But it goes back to that guy on Twitter. Who was the so you'll know it straight away. The right back who was saying I can play champ.
Che Crabberdon. Yeah.
Yeah, like I miss it. Listen, I don't mind the mindset, but do you know what I mean? There's a sort of like a realistic point of view, would you say? Like he's talking this on Twitter, but then like what step was he playing? Like seven or something?
He's playing step three, I think. He was playing step three. Like he's
Hey,
played step
Oh, was
two and
he?
stuff. He's played step two. I played against him before, yeah.
I
I think
played
he
against
played
him for
over now.
champ.
He
I
Yeah,
was
I
got
in
can
his
play.
highlight reel when he nutmegged me.
Yeah, he's
got
actually
a
pretty
move.
sharp, But he's not even a 10. He's meant to be playing right back. Like he says, like that's his best position. But he
Right.
was talking crazy on Twitter,
Yeah, crazy.
crazy, and there becomes I think there's a fine line between believing in yourself
Hmm.
and he was almost being a little bit disrespectful. I think
Yeah,
to people he's played with and
yeah.
maybe played against, but also the people who are at that level. I think he's being a
Hmm.
bit disrespectful. But
Hmm.
hey, each their own. I wish him
Yeah,
all
literally.
success and let's see how he gets on, isn't it?
Hey, that was
There
an
we go.
all-time crash out. But to be fair to him, he signed a contract in the second division in Belgium. So,
Yeah.
he was playing part-time before that, never been like a full-time professional environment, and now he is. So, I mean, maybe I should go have a freak out on Twitter as well. Like, maybe someone coming for me. You know what? I like this guy's mentality. I'm gonna try to start slating everyone. That
I need
Sam
to
Bone,
talk.
crap.
I actually
That
need to
so
talk to.
Smith, awful.
I need to talk to Craig Fagan about him actually because Craig would have managed him at Welling. Like,
Right.
and I would love to know
Yeah.
what Craig thinks of him because I think
Yeah.
that would be a
Good
funny
shout. He's
conversation.
actually I saw a podcast there a few weeks back. I didn't actually I watched like 5, 10 minutes of it, but I need to go back and finish it and see what he says, just to see if they must have brought up the Twitter thing for
100%.
sure.
100%.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I think that's well no, actually no. Did any of you watch Barca? Sorry.
Crazy game. Well, obviously I played, so I had to
Of
see it after,
course.
but it's mental.
Yeah.
I,
Chesney was moving crazy. We actually turned it off because it was 3-1. And I was
What
like,
about
oh, the game's
Rafinha's
done.
header?
ref,
Yeah.
that
That's
is
what I mean. I forgot about that. I wouldn't even say it's a header. It just
No,
bounced
it
off
hit
his
him.
head. Yeah.
If you actually look, it's so funny because the ball gets smashed, and you can see like where he's not even expecting it. All this like stuff come off his head, like all the
Really.
sweat and stuff, just as it just smacks him. It's so funny.
Goes
I
straight in.
know I know he didn't mean that goal, but his goal at the end,
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I think right now he's the second best winger in the world behind Salah. He's been unbelievable this season. It's a weird one as well because I feel like people are focusing on Yamal just because he's young and the spotlight from the summer is just carried over the season. And fair play, what he's doing is historic. He could be the best 17-year-old of all time. Like he's an absolute joke. But
I
Rafinha,
actually think he is.
yeah,
I think he is.
probably is. He's better than Pele did win a World Cup at 17 though. I
Yeah,
mean,
but that doesn't count, bro. I reckon we would have won the World Cup at 17, bro.
what step is Pele playing in England? Step three?
Yeah, he's
Nah,
scoring a
but
couple of step free.
I mean, winning a World Cup at 17 is ridiculous. But yeah, just going back to it, Rafinha has carried Barca this season, and they look really good under Hansi Flick. Like Lewandowski looks better this season. They've started a bit in the league. The league's really competitive as well. Like Atletico, Real Madrid, and them could all still win it at this stage. So yeah, it's definitely been fun to watch that Barca team. I'm just happy that they're back and on their way to being the Barca that we all grew up with. It's not fun seeing them as a neutral struggle so mightily like they have the last few seasons.
I
Mhm.
hate it. I hate it. I'm a massive Barca fanboy. Anyone that knows me, so it's nice to see them on the rise again.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want to say though, I would love for Atletico to win the Champions League this year, Bonnie. Like I know you like Atletico as well, but they're just such horrible players, and I'm so
Bro, I just left their house free.
it's so good. It's like there's such a place for it in football, and I think a
Hmm.
lot of like football has become so like systematic, and I think we're kind of coming away from that. I think you are starting to see a lot of creativity pour in, but just how awful they are to play against, like the
Yeah.
antics that they get up to, like it's so good. VAR does kill them a bit though. Like imagine Diego Costa playing with VAR, like
It was
Ramos and Pepe.
it was Simeone the other day that I couldn't stop laughing at. Like every sort of foul he's going like this. And Rodrigo the Paul was giving it. But the best bit was Jimenez when Florian Wirtz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fouled Julian Alvarez on the break and didn't get a yellow, didn't get a double yellow. He didn't get a second yellow for a red. Jimenez is there on his knees going like this, like praying to God, like how isn't he sent off?
I
It
I'll
was
tell you what
brilliant.
though, to go for them to go a man down and a goal down to a team that went undefeated until the last game of the season is crazy to come back and win.
Connor, I
Absolutely
promise you, they
unbelievable.
dominated the second half with 10 men.
It's
Just it
crazy.
was it was incredible to watch. Like if you're watching that as like a youngster or someone who's trying to learn the game, you can take so much away from it. And I'm just, what the hell are you doing?
Yup,
Sorry,
brah.
it's John Martin there.
Get
Please.
him in, get him in. We'll
But
call it our guest for the week.
John, no, he's gone to the kitchen.
I was gonna
But
say
like I'm
that's
saying,
clickbait, episode 34 with John Mark.
yeah. Get a few extra views.
Just
But
a rifle.
you can genuinely, bro, take so much away from that game, as in like just learn how to see it out and yeah, in the end then they actually got the left back sent off and they went on to win the game. So I said like if anyone hasn't seen the highlights, go and watch them. Unbelievable match.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
So
What do you guys think of the new format? Or do you guys like it? Or
I was only saying last night to John, it's so difficult to get into the top eight.
so hard?
It's so
Yeah.
tight. Like even the because we were watching United versus Rangers yesterday. The top eight is so tough to get into.
Well, if you compare it to a normal season, right? There's one more round of games before the qualifiers for the round of 16. And I think
Hmm.
only three teams are guaranteed in, right? I know
Hmm.
Liverpool was the first. I think Barca, maybe Arsenal as well, off the top of my
We're
head.
close. I think mathematically we're not quite in, but we basically are.
Yeah. But okay, so it might only even be two. How often do you have going into the last round of games that everything is decided? You have one
Yeah.
team in a group of four that gets battered. They're not going to qualify for third. And then you have first and second. Like
Hmm.
everything is already set going into the last round of games and it just becomes pointless. At least now, like there's so much importance on qualifying in the 24 and then the final eight as well. I didn't think I would like the format at all. I'm very much a traditionalist with football, but throughout like the World Cup, like it hasn't changed format yet for our generation, but the World Cup is so different from World Cups of old. Like it used to be 8 teams, 16 teams. I mean, even the Euros in the 90s at one point was 8 teams. So everything changes, and I think we just adapt to it. But I think this new format actually has so much potential just for like blockbuster games in the future.
I prefer it for the blockbuster games. I think that when people were pushing for the Super League, I'd rather the Champions League became this format than
Yeah.
something like the Super League when it happened. So I'm I'm happy to compromise and change that about the Champions League. But isn't it like if you finish like ninth to 24th and you win the Champions League, you have to play like 17 games or something? Like it's actually ridiculous. Like that's so many games to win a cup competition. Even if you don't, it's still 15 games. But that's so many extra games.
It is difficult as well, and we've always talked about it is with the amount of fixtures and stuff, and they just don't really care, do they? It's just a money.
Compared to
No.
how many it was previous.
It's an extra 2 games now. Well, it's an extra two
Right.
games in the group stage, right? Because you play 8 games. You used to
Hmm.
play six because there were
Hmm.
4 teams per group. And then
Hmm.
now you have to do the extra qualifying games to get into the round of 16. Then you could have the Club World Cup at the end of the year. It's like, but thank God they scrapped FA Cup replays because I'm sure that was making all the difference.
Yeah. FA is so stupid, man.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
listen, it is what it is. That and at the end of the day, like fans have some form of power, right? Like the Super League didn't happen because of the fans, but it's it's not in our hands, unfortunately. If it was, I don't think VAR would be a thing, or it would look far different. And the current Champions League format probably would never have happened. But
And if
Hmm.
it was in our hands, all streaming services would be on one place. You wouldn't be paying £50 here for Sky Sports, £30 here for BT. It'd all be in one
Hmm.
place, nice and easy. We watch all the sport for. I'd rather just pay 50 quid to one place just to have everything.
the
Do you know what I
dodgy
mean? But
box, the dodgy
eh,
box.
bro's exposing himself. That's crazy.
I don't have
That's
one,
Hmm.
crazy.
but I know someone does, and he's dressed like an Eskimo on this pod. I'll
Yeah,
let you figure out who it is.
it rhymes with
It,
Ramhone.
it's actually not working as well. So yeah, that's another problem I have to deal with.
You must be
But
devastated.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, devastated. So I was watching AS Roma yesterday on my phone.
Uh, well, boys, I think that's a good place for us to leave off. I know Soul has
I
to get.
think that's an all-timer pod, boys. That is the best pod I think I've recorded. That's my
You
most
like
favorite pod.
you liked the one that went down the back of the
Yeah, I just
back
love
of the
the fact
radio,
that
yeah.
Connor at the start, the phone going missing. I'm talking about how not to use anger and like to don't let your emotions get over you. And there I am getting stressed out because of my phone. I can't get it.
That's Marcus
Oh,
Aurelius
brilliant.
from the dead coming back just to make sure.
Yeah, just to make sure. Yeah, the
Yeah,
old
just
me
to
would have been
test
like,
you.
ah. But nah, man, awesome pod as always, boys. Awesome pod as always.
Yeah,
Very
well,
enjoyable.
boys, good luck this weekend. And guys, thank you for following along. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and follow the socials. Peace.
Peace.